YouTube. Hope you guys are doing good. Just want to put a quick video together. Today is another one of those days. We had a 1,000 point move to the downside. Today's November, what is it, 20th? Last time we saw this move was on October 8th when Trump tweeted last time. So obviously very interesting to see such a big move again. And unfortunately for me, just like last time, I slept in on this day again. It was actually just the same thing that happened last time, but totally okay. I think that if anything, as traders, we will recognize that days like this will continue to happen. And I do believe that the last video I posted about the last 1,000 point move, I said the same thing. And that was only a month ago, right? So I think for those who are learning and they are still new, don't feel FOMO when you're seeing this. Charts will always have these kind of opportunities and they will present themselves time and time again. All we can do as traders is arm ourselves with the knowledge and the know-how, reps, and skill sets to be able to put our edge to the test on the marketplace, right? So I do want to talk a little bit about this right now. Although I didn't catch the move from the top, I am going to talk about where exactly I would have entered and talk about why that is the case. Now, there's going to be a lot to it than just what I'm sharing today, only because I wouldn't be able to compact 8 hours of dedicated education content into a short video, but I do want to do my best to kind of capture as much as I can. So the first and foremost I'll talk about is what I would have done, and then I'll talk about where I did take my trade. And today I did not trade my futures accounts. Actually, I traded options. Again, for those who don't know, I was trading options well before futures, and so I know sometimes people do ask the question like, Alan, are you able to trade your own cash other than just futures? Absolutely, and I've done it very well last year, and I've had a pretty phenomenal year this year considering I've only been trading options for the past 3 months, I think, give or take. I've already blown last year out of the water in just 3 months of trading this month with options, which again I think just goes to show even for myself as a self-reflection of how far I've come as a trader myself. Um, the reason why I do trade futures is that if you know how to trade the rules and take advantage of the leverage that the prop firms offer you, it seems kind of silly not to use it, to be honest. I recognize that there are obviously different nuances and challenges that come with them, but again, I definitely recommend it. So with that said, I'm kind of hopping right into this. Just to start off the day in the morning, one of the things I was kind of talking about with some of the guys in the Discord was about the range that we were in. So obviously we kind of pushed up from the NVDA news earnings, right? And we actually held at the highs and lows of some very key areas, which I'm not gonna go through too much today. Again, like I said, I want to talk about today's trade particularly. But what I saw here was at the first start of the day, there was range, right? And so I think that's very important. And I highlighted here on the 5 minute time frame on the right hand side, and I got the 2 minute time frame on the left hand side. I think it's important for us to acknowledge when we are in range, right? Like I say that because whether you're a trend trader or a range trader, you will know how to execute in those conditions. But the first part is whether or not you can acknowledge you're in those conditions, right? So we were ranging in the early starts. I know some of the guys in the Discord managed to capture some of this range, some of the longs, some of the shorts, right? Based on this either double bottom or double top. Now, what I think kind of signaled a great thought for today was first the double top. That was the kind of the first signal for the shorts. Obviously, you wouldn't know at this point in time. Had you not seen this, you would not know that we would actually sink this low. For all we know, we would have just kind of triple bottom or quad bottomed here, right? The thing that was different for me here was when I'm reading candle bar by bar, right? Like we kind of made our move down on the 2 minute time frame. We did try to move up off this 200 EMA spot, which we saw respect one, two, three, now four times here. But at some point, a wall that gets hit too many times will break down at some point sooner or later. And it just so happens that the fourth time is what it took. Now, as we showed that we tried to move higher here, we invalidated that with the next following 2 minute bar. So what we know so far is that we have a double top pattern with an invalidation of the potential to even hold this range, and we pushed lower, which you can see here on the 5 minute time frame. We did end up breaking the range. So we got a double top, we broke the range, right? We had some invalidating candle bars. And one of the things is, again, if you trade EMAs, you'll understand this very well. And what the first person that I actually ever learned from and I partaked in their Discord back in 2021 was Stock Market Wolf. And I wouldn't doubt, I haven't seen Instagram or anything today, but I would not doubt he took this trade today because I would say this is quite A plus for him. This is the 9 EMA cross on all of the other EMAs. So this is one of those things where, like, on top of many other factors, right? Because obviously the EMA cross isn't the only thing, but it becomes one of the many layers that add on to why the short trade made sense. So among the things that we talked about around chart pattern, range break, candle bar by bar invalidated, followed by the 9 EMA cross on all indicators. I mean, this became quite a nice short setup. And then the hold of this will come down to your level of tolerance as a trader, right? I think for most, if you've done this long enough, you'll kind of have a sense of where you want to trim, where you want to hold, where you want to move your stop losses. Everyone has their own strategy, and that's okay. Now, for me, I didn't get to my desk in time. I had already missed this entry, and I wasn't looking to chase. What I did instead look for was I had this area here, and I'll just box it out just so that you can see it. I had this area here as actually an interest spot, and I was looking for longs initially. But because we didn't get any follow through on these longs, I ended up taking a short. So I actually entered in 600 strike price on the QQQ for overnight swings for tomorrow, and I entered it here. That was my first entry. So I'll mark it here just so that it's a little bit more visual. And then the following one, I entered around here for 601 strike price, 0 DTE. And so I didn't know how far we were going to go. At this point in time, we were quite extended already, but I was going to let the chart tell me obviously what we wanted to do. The 0 DTEs were meant to be in and out quick. So for me, as soon as I got down here and we kind of start to hold here, I took my profit for 50% on my 0 DTEs, which was still pretty solid, all things considered. I think at that point in time, I had already locked in a nice $700 on that trade. Um, which was solid, right? And then as we made our way down here, I did trim for my swing that I took up here. I trimmed for 100% here, and then I trimmed for 200% down here. So at this point in time, I still have how many contracts here? Sorry, I'm just gonna take a look at my Discord because I already forgot. Um, I have I have two contracts left that I'm going to swing overnight. And so right now, I know some people may have been able to catch some longs here or may have been burnt here if you enter too late. But I'm holding. I have no reason to get rid of these contracts. I'm going to hold on to it. If we manage to get low enough today, I do have one more trim left set for 400% on my options contracts. And then the last one, I am swinging overnight. So unless price does some radical things between now and the end of day, I have no thought of wanting to close my options. So, anyways, just wanted to share that. Hopefully, that adds a little bit of value to the day. I got to head out here because I got to hit the gym and then I got to head off client meeting here. So, I will catch you guys next time.